Welcome to Be Well. I'm Jonathan, and I'm the moderator, and it's always my pleasure and an honor to bring you these conversations related to living a mindful life. I'm very excited about not only our topic today, but our guest. This is somebody I've known for many years, you could say. The guest is me, and I get to talk about gratitude. It's that time of year where often we consciously reflect on those things that we're thankful for in our life. Hopefully, share that with others that we are grateful for. But my hope is that we talk about and experience gratitude on a deeper level and look at how to have that spread throughout our life year round. And so the sketch of what I'm wanting to bring through, an outline for today, first I'll define what is gratitude. And then from there, I'd like to share with you some of the research and some of the benefits that we're aware of when one practices gratitude in their life. Then we'll explore how to cultivate gratitude in a variety of different ways. And then I encourage you to stick around for the very end because I'm going to bring through an experience of gratitude. I was in a leadership meeting yesterday, and one of my colleagues shared with all of us this quote on gratitude that I was really struck by, and I had not heard before. So I'm going to share it with you. Gratitude. To speak gratitude is courteous and pleasant. To enact gratitude is generous and noble. But to live gratitude is to touch heaven. So my invitation to all of us today is let us connect with this way of being today and moving forward, not just for Thanksgiving, but have our lives be Thanksgiving. So let's start off. What are we talking about? What is gratitude? So the word gratitude is derived from the Latin word gratia, meaning grace, graciousness, or gratefulness. In many ways, gratitude encompasses all these different meanings. Gratitude is truly this thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether it's tangible or intangible. When one is in gratitude, they acknowledge the goodness in their lives. Pause for a moment right now. I challenge you to just in this moment, and we're going to do this several times, is to take just this moment to think about one thing that you're grateful for at this time, in this moment. For me, I was out running on the beach this morning, and I knew I would have the opportunity to talk about gratitude. So I was reflecting on it, and nature is something that often brings to me this very grateful heart, this grateful presence. I was running down the coast, and I was just aware of how grateful I am, how fortunate I am to be able to run on the beach and see the dawn of the day. So when we do this, when we touch into being recognizing this goodness, often we recognize that it lies some degree outside of ourselves, partially outside of ourselves at least. I recognize that in my life, I'm very grateful for my wife, my daughter, my friends and colleagues, and that the goodness that they bring into my life is immense because of the experience of what they offer me and what we do in connection with one another. And so in recognizing that, I recognize that I'm connecting to something larger because it's beyond me. It's just not about me. When I look at nature, I recognize again, that's beyond me. It's something grander than me. So in my life, there's opportunities, good, bad, and indifferent, that allow me to learn and grow. And so I'm grateful for all of those different experiences. I had the opportunity to take a course in positive psychology, and a lot of research has been done related to gratitude. And it consistently and strongly is associated with feeling greater degrees of happiness. So when we participate in gratitude, we're really benefiting ourselves by being able to touch into greater degrees of happiness. The course I took is from Dr. Laurie Santos of Harvard University, and it's called The Science of Well-Being, and it's one of the most popular courses at Harvard. Dr. Santos explores in the science of well-being what truly makes us happy. There's a lot of things that we think make us happy and we pursue those, but you may not be surprised that it might not be getting that advanced degree or that six-figure income or that new car or that promotion or that or that or that. Spoiler alert here, what makes us happy pertains to one of the aspects that makes us happy pertains to our topic, that being in gratitude, being grateful, allows us to have a greater degree of happiness. So one of the things that they challenge you to do is she talks about these things called rewirements. And each week in the course, you take you participate in a rewirement, basically an exercise to recondition, rewire the way you think and be. And for her particular challenge to us is each day to spend 5 to 7 minutes writing down maybe a handful of things in that different day that you touched into and are grateful for. And as you do that over the course of 7 days, the whole idea there is that you start to develop a habit and you condition yourself to think in a different way. You're rewiring your mind and how you look at the world and what that lens or perspective is. And so as you do that with gratitude, you're actually supporting yourself and becoming happier. I want to also share with you someone who's done one of the most research in the area of gratitude is Dr. Robert Emmons in his book called Thanks, How Practicing Gratitude Can Make You Happier. Some of these resources are going to be put in the chat and or you'll find them at the very end of our webinar today. But what he did is he did some research with participants about asking them each week to write down a few sentences, focusing on particular topics. One group, he asked them to write down things that they were grateful for that occurred that week. The second group, he asked them to write about those daily irritations, the things that they're displeased about. The third group, they just asked them to write down things that they were affected by during the week, positive or negative. So the results after 10 weeks, what would you think? Dr. Emmons found that those that wrote about gratitude were more optimistic, felt better about their lives, and interesting enough, somewhat surprisingly, they exercised more, they went to the physician less because they didn't have these different challenges, physical challenges, and those were all in contrast to those that focused on aggravation. So it's not a cause and effect relationship, but it does support how there is an association relationship between gratitude and well-being. There's also a great deal of research that has been done with those that are challenged with mental health concerns and how gratitude does change the brain in the sense that as we look at and focus on those blessings in our life, we're often less depressed. There was a research study that was also done at UCSD Medical School with cardiac patients. And what they did is they asked those people that were in the cardiac ward to actually participate in a daily journal of gratitude. And what they found over the course of their study was that significantly they alleviated some of the physicality of what their heart condition was. Less inflammation in the heart. So the overarching was that gratitude is good for the heart in a physical way. So as I spoke to the mental health benefits, one quote came to mind for me. The heart that gives thanks is a happy one, for we cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. So I share that with you so that we look at, as we participate in that lens of how we view life, as we look at what we're grateful for, what our blessings are, that allows us to not be in states of aggravation or being depressed or upset. It allows us to actually truly participate in greater degrees of happiness. So there was another study, and I share this with you because it's beneficial for me and for yourselves, I would hope, that we're all in relationship to one degree or another. There was a study that was done on couples that encouraged them to take the time to express gratitude for their partner. Not only did they feel more positive towards their partner, they also felt more comfortable expressing any kind of challenges that came up in the relationship. So the takeaway was, as you share gratefulness and gratitude with your partner, you feel closer to your partner, and it also allows for that intimacy to talk about anything and everything to much greater degrees. There's also how this dynamic of gratitude is supportive in the workplace. So a lot of us are managers or supervisors. There was a study done at the Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania, and it took two groups, and they were tasked with fundraising. One group went about the fundraising the typical way that they would. The other group received a pep talk in which their director gave them expressions and words of gratitude and appreciation for their efforts. And so they contrasted those two groups. And what they found is the group that was given that pep talk, that they were grateful, their boss was grateful for what they were doing, that with that empowered them, that inspired them to do more. What they found in their measure was looking at how many phone calls each group made for fundraising and the success of those. Those that were given the words of gratitude and were inspired, they participated in 50% more fundraising calls in contrast to that other group. So there's many examples of how gratitude is beneficial. There's some study that was done that those that are grateful on average give more of their time and money in charity. I've already talked about how they're happier, and being happier, they have a higher income. For youth, that there is less involvement in getting into altercation and fights, 20% more likely to get high grades, overall, more satisfying relationships, healthier. So just wonderful research why gratitude is good. So how do we go about cultivating gratitude? How do we experience it more often? So gratitude is that way of appreciating what we have. Often in life, especially because our society is so materialistic or focused on material, we're always reaching for something new or wanting something new, thinking that will make us happier. And so sometimes we get lost in that material pursuit. So with gratitude, we refocus on what we have currently in our life, our health, our friends, our job, our relationship. So it's not focused on what we lack. So initially, we cultivate gratitude by just focusing on it, giving mental attention to it. So it might seem a little superficial or contrived at first, but it's not unlike anything else that we study or train on. I think of those that come to the YMCA that work out with weights. And as they work out with those weights, they're training those muscle groups that they're attending to and focusing on. So it's the same thing with the gratitude. The more you attend to that and focus on that, that begets more gratitude in your life. There is a interesting article, 6 Habits of Highly Grateful People. This was done by Jeremy Adam Smith. Got my attention right away. So the 6 habits of highly grateful people. One of the first habits was once in a while, they think about death and loss. So that was the first habit, that there is an attention to that. And the reason for that is, if you think about it, is if you contemplate the endings in your life, that allows you to be more grateful for your life. Unfortunately, just recently, I experienced a close friend of ours who lost her husband due to a year-long battle with cancer. And that also got me to reflect on how fortunate and grateful I am for those people that are in my life, as well as my own health. So it's, again, reflecting on life and death. Second one is they take time to smell the roses. They smell the coffee, the bread, which I definitely identify with. So it's not about the new car. It's not about getting that material thing, but it's attending to those experiences in their life and savoring those experiences, appreciating those experiences. Let's see, what else I got here for you? They take the good things in their life as gifts, not birthrights. So that's a greater appreciation of what I'm offered in life, not what I am entitled to in life, not what I think I'm owed in life, so to speak. They're also grateful for people, not just things. And if you think about that, even though I was talking about with the beach today and appreciating the waves and the birds and the nature doesn't necessarily know that I'm there. People in my life attend to me and I attend to them. So being grateful for those people in my life, those relationships in my life. And then also with gratitude, what we see, those people, those habits they're very specific about what they're grateful for. This one talked about, they mentioned the pancakes. So for me, I'm grateful that my wife, day in and day out, makes me lunch for when I come to work. And so when I have my lunch here at work, I am extremely grateful. That is like the best sandwich I ever have. And it's because she made it. She made it with love, that she made it for me. And so I thank her for that. And many other things, but specifically I can speak to that because I have a great experience of that. The last one about people that are highly grateful is they're thankful, quote unquote, outside the box. And what I mean by that, and it's relative to our times that we're in, is we'll be presented with challenges in our life, because life can be very challenging. There's a lot of learning that goes on in our life. And so often when we encounter something like that, we want to push it away, we want to dislike it. But often if you look at it from the perspective of being grateful for that opportunity, to take that on, to tap into new resources and skills, that will make a difference in terms of how you meet that, and also just the energy, the attitude, and the experience of that. So let's move to, how do we go about bringing gratitude into our life? Let me just give you kind of a sketch of some different ideas that I found and I like. One is to write a thank you note. You'll find that as you write a thank you note, a genuine one, not just this perfunctory one, I need to send a thank you because they did this for me or they sent me this, but really a genuine thank you, to really write that and be specific about what you're thanking that person for. And as you do that, rather than just sending it, if you could actually bring it to that person and share it directly with them. We did an exercise, it wasn't an exercise, just we engaged in this with my leadership team here at our branch, that we put notes on each other's door, thank you, and then we all went around to each other's doors and filled in what we were thankful for that person offered in our life here at the branch. And that was very meaningful because you would go around and see what others said, and you also had the opportunity to express it to that person directly as you visited their office. I encourage you to do that once a month at least. And every once in a while, write a thank you note to yourself as well. A lot of us get real busy. And I also am a big believer of that you can communicate thank you and gratitude through your thoughts and in your mind. So if you don't have the opportunity, you're too busy to actually write a note really quickly, to actually pause for a moment and just offer your thanks as you're thinking about that person. And what you'll find is the next time you see that person, you'll actually have engendered these warm, positive feelings because you've thought about them in a grateful, appreciative way. And so as you come into their presence the next time, you're that much more connected with them. I do believe greatly in the idea of a gratitude journal because it's helpful to anchor and reflect on those blessings in our life. You'll see also, second to that, that in a lot of the research, they talk about counting your blessings. Actually count them. Challenge yourself. Okay, I want to, at the end of the week, I want to take and look at 5 different things this week that I'm grateful for, and actually count those blessings each week. And as you do that, you'll find, and not again in just a routinized way, come up with different things each week that you might be grateful for. There's also a lot of research that prayer is very important, that in your prayers to offer gratitude and appreciation. There is another quote that I like by Meister Eckhart. If the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough. So the last thing I'd offer you related to gratitude is the whole idea of entering into this mindful meditation, allowing yourself to be in this place of openness, and in that place, come into a loving kindness and gratitude for other. And so what I'd like to do is offer an experience for you now to actually touch into that experience. So if you will, just for a moment, I encourage you to, if you're not sitting relaxed, sit relaxed, and drop your shoulders down, put your hands on your thighs. And if you'll permit me, I want to just guide you into a grateful meditation. So if you will, close your eyes for a moment. This mindful meditation is really to fill ourselves with positivity and gratitude. Take this moment to acknowledge all the wonderfulness in our lives. Often our minds are too busy attending to what we don't have or haven't achieved yet. It's important for us to recognize that we're all on our own journey. And in order to manifest, to find positivity, energy, love, find gratitude for the gifts that we already have and the amazing things that are all around us, just to attend to that for a moment. So as you close your eyes, I encourage you to breathe deeply, breathing in, breathing out. And as you do this over and over, allowing that out breath to be longer than the in breath, repeating this cycle. And as you do, your breathing slows down. Allow your body to relax from head to toe, releasing the mind for these few moments. Allow yourself to be present. Thoughts may come in and out. Let them pass like clouds. As you go deeper, I want you to find that peace within. It's like returning home. It's always available to you. And as we go deeper, our meditation centers on being grateful for everyone and everything in our life. Sending this gratitude out into the universe for the simple blessings that surround us. I offer you a centering thought that I will encourage you to repeat in your mind's eye. And the centering thought for today is, my life is full of blessings, and I am grateful. My life is full of blessings, and I am grateful. My life is full of blessings, and I am grateful. Now silently, in your own mind's eye, repeat this centering thought. My life is full of blessings, and I am grateful. Allow yourself to repeat this for a few moments. Allowing yourself now to come back, recognizing my life is full of blessings, and I am thankful. As you come back into this moment, opening your eyes at your own pace, at your own time, I encourage you to find time throughout the day to breathe deeply and come back to the centering thought that my life is full of blessings, and I am grateful. I thank you for joining me today. I wish you well, to be blessed and to be well during this time, during Thanksgiving holiday and in the coming days and months, but to truly to be blessed and to be thankful for all that we have. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you in the future on another Be Well. Thank you very much.